All right. So this is the first episode of our new podcast. It is the ProcrastiNerds. My name is Ben.
I'm Daniel.
All right.
What it do?
All right. So I think we're just gonna mainly shoot the shit. Just me and you just talk about random stuff and then have different subjects to talk about. So is there anything you have on your mind you want to say?
Nothing really. Uh, how was your week?
It was all pretty alright. Gotta continue on with the Dead Space remake. Still loving the game.
Okay. Okay.
Have you touched Callisto Protocol yet, by the way?
No, I got mollywopped by some big dude in an orange jumpsuit, and I rage quit. I'll be honest. I
Hmm.
was like, I'm gonna do something else. So that's how I think that was the last game I played.
Alright.
Actually, I've been getting into Ride 4, the motorcycle game.
How is that? Because I actually never played any of the ride games.
Well, it's dope. It's it's like as close as you could probably get because of the physics,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no controllers for motorcycles. Actually, there is, but they don't. It's not commercial. It's not as big as like driving sims, you
Yep.
know. But it's a fun game.
Okay.
Got it on sale. Pretty good.
Nice. So I guess I did want to technically start off with you talking about your stories. The one story that you wanted to talk about really quick. Do you remember which one?
Yeah,
So if you want to take it away, you can. You have the floor.
we got to do this more organically. By the way,
Yeah, I know. It's kind of hard
anyway,
to do that because because this is technically our first, so we're gonna have to figure out what to do in terms of what we want to talk about. Because it's just gonna be me and you just talking about random stuff for the most part.
yeah. Um. All right. So you ever you ever go to those candy machines? You remember those old bubblegum candy machines
Mm-hmm.
where you can get like the different candies and like toys and stuff?
Yeah.
So I must have been like 7 or 8. I was I was going to Ebony Learning Tree. It's on was it Slauson? They closed the school down now, but
Mm.
so it was a Jamaican restaurant down the street. It was right after church, and I think somebody was like, "Oh, let's go to the Jamaican place, like right by the school, right?" So we go in, and I remember getting there, and there was like a big old commotion, like people arguing, screaming, and all of a sudden, this the owner is like kicking this dude out, like he's grabbing him, throwing him out of the restaurant, and it's not a big place. It's like it's really small. It's like an ice cream parlor. Like
Yep.
that's how small the place is. So we get there, we're like, okay, you know me, I'm 7. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how to get to them M&Ms. So I'm like, I had my eye on them M&Ms. Every time I go in there, I always have quarters. But this, for whatever reason, this week they made me give my quarters in offering. Like hey, you'll get the quarters back, right? Nah, not me, not me. I was a little chunky kid. I wanted some candy. It was the weekend. I just sat through 2.5 hours of church. I'm gonna get some candy. Like that's my mission. So anyway, they're fighting. The dude that gets kicked out, he leaves, right? So we're thinking, it's fine, everything's all right. He speed off, right? All right, we're just chilling, order the food, and I'm pestering my grandma and my mom for like 75 cents so I can get some M&Ms, and it was only like a quarter. Got a quarter, you got a full turn, so me trying to get the maximum amount. So I'm the only person in the restaurant at this time. Everybody's outside listening to music, and all I hear is like screech, right? So I'm just like, okay, somebody's in traffic doing whatever, right? I'm 7, I'm 8, whatever. So then I'm walking out the place, and I hear like pop 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 pop, but it's Slauson. I'm just chilling. I'm not thinking anything of it. So I get outside. I'm walking outside. I'm focused on my M&Ms, and the dude run past me with a gun. And I don't. Again, I'm 7. I don't really know what a gun looks like. I just go, huh. So he goes in there. He starts shooting in the restaurant, and all I see is my mom, like, oh my god, where's Daniel? Where's Daniel? So I see her. I'm like, what's going on? And I hear pop, pop, pop again. So I'm like, what do I do? So I see her. She's like, run. She runs. She runs to the. I guess she takes off to her left, my right. So I'm like, oh shit. So I run down the block away from the restaurant. So like, I don't run towards her. I run kind of just down the street. And then I'm like, oh shit, wait, I'm 7. If I get lost, if I go down this block anymore, I'm going to get lost. So I turn around, and then she's like still looking for me. She's like, come here. So I run, and then as I'm running, the dude that passed me with the gun is running. He's behind me. And she's like, run the other way. So I'm like panicking. I don't know
What?
what to do. I'm just standing in the middle of the parking lot. And I'm
Wait,
just
so
like,
wait, so
so I
you're
see some
running.
kids.
So you were running towards her when she was calling to you, and then the dude was just behind you.
Yeah, like I ran back, and she was like, she saw me because she didn't know where I went. So I'm running towards her, and then the guy just runs past me.
And
And
then
I
she.
panic, and I take off down the alley because I see some kids running that way. And then she's like, no, come back. So I turn back down the alley. And then the guy, he speeds off, but he almost hits me. And I'm like, I just wanted some M&Ms. That's all I wanted. Like, what is going on?
I don't want to
So,
die for these.
right. So we get in the car. I think she dropped the food. But we get in the car and we take off. We down. We already like at the hill, like uh, at the top of the hill on Slauson.
Uh huh.
We're gone. And my mom is like shaking. My grandma's shaking. So then she looks in the rearview mirror and she sees me. She's like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. I still got my M&Ms. I held on to them M&Ms, dude. I was not giving up them M&Ms, man.
Holy hell!
Yeah, I was like 7 or 8. So you're not getting
Wow.
these M&Ms from me.
For some reason, I thought that the story was going to be a bit more recent that you were going to say, but god damn.
Nah,
Was
that
this
was a
before
long
we
time
met?
ago. Yeah, I
Oh
was
man.
I was living in West LA.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long time ago.
That sounds
But
like.
ever since then, I was like, whenever I go to buy M&Ms, I always have like a flashback. I'm
Uh
like,
huh.
damn, I gotta just hurry up and buy this and put it in my pocket or something so I don't lose it. So every time I get M&Ms, it takes me like 3 or 4 days just thinking about it.
You
Think
get
about getting
Vietnam
shot at,
flashbacks.
right?
Like, was
Like,
that would that be one of the ways that you could have almost died had you
what?
not run the other direction of the shooter?
I was fine. I'd have been fine. He actually got kicked out because I think it was his girlfriend. The owner's daughter was pregnant.
Hmm.
She big old belly. Something happened. They were all mad at each other, so he decided to come back with a gun and shoot up the place. I don't think he was gonna shoot the guy, but I think he just wanted to like prove a point.
You just randomly pop some shots in.
Yeah, he was shooting in the air when he got there. He went in. I don't think anybody died because we would have known about it. They definitely would have contacted us at some point. So,
Hmm.
so yeah. But the place closed down and they kind of got cursed because
Oh.
nobody wants, like, everybody knows about the shooting or the incident, so nobody wants to nobody wants to eat there. But the food was good. That's all I remember.
Hmm.
You ever been in a situation like that?
So, in a situation where I was inside a place where somebody had a weapon on them and started shooting up shit, probably not.
It's a near death situation.
Near death? Well,
Or almost not a near death, like uh you're in a near
you're in the danger zone.
yeah, you're in a danger zone, but you're like obviously nothing happened because you still are. Wait, are you a ghost?
Uh, moving on. So, so I didn't have a story like that when I was a kid. Although I did had one incident where I think I almost could have died when I was a young kid. So I think I was maybe like 8 or 9. Uh, when I used to live in the house in Inglewood. Do you remember? So next to that, do you remember there was like a huge like sandlot, kind of like a like a huge sandlot that was next to my house?
Yeah.
So that was mainly the place like that kids and teenagers would go to bring their bikes over and like jump off like dirt ramps and stuff. And I think a long time ago, I actually had a go kart, or technically my dad had a go kart for some reason, and
Yeah.
I tried it out when I was like me. I could have been maybe like 9 or 10 actually. Now that I think about it, because I would have been little or young, but I could have been too. I could not have been too young to try it out because obviously, if you ride a go kart in the street, you then people are gonna see that. But
Yeah.
I was trying out the go kart in the sand lot, and I was trying to uh, uh, I was trying to ride over dirt ramps, and there was that one point where there was one dirt ramp that was like a little too narrow, like not wide enough for my whole go kart to go over. So it actually I actually flew into the air like sideways, and I basically burned a, I basically did a burnout where my go kart was just crashing everywhere. And the last thing I remember, I was hanging upside down. The go kart was upside down, and I hear my mom screaming.
Oh, so you flipped.
Yeah, I flipped over and basically like I flipped over and I basically tumbled like the go kart.
Damn, you got hit by a blue shell.
Yeah, and I wasn't wearing a helmet either.
Oh, I see. I always gotta wear a helmet.
Yep.
But you were little.
Yeah,
I
but
don't think anybody thought you were gonna fly off like that.
I mean, I could have had some way of like protecting myself, but luckily I was tumbling, but I was still inside the go kart
Yeah.
because it had like rails over it. You know, like it wasn't a
You
go
said
kart
you
that
had a little bit of head protection.
yeah, Like it wasn't like it didn't have anything like above the go kart. It wasn't one of those. It was actually like those dune buggy kind of go karts.
Hmm.
So
Let me look that up.
it's been a long
Sounds
time, but
like a
I,
dune buggy.
yeah, something like that, but like a bit more smaller. So it had somewhat of a roof, so I wouldn't just fucking
Like
fly
a
off.
like a like a little mini roll cage.
Yeah, something like that.
Did it have a seatbelt?
I don't remember if I did. All I
Hmm.
remember, all I remember after flipping over and tumbling on the ground was that I was like upside down, like I was just laying there upside while the go kart was upside down, and I just hear my mom screaming. So I could have
Man,
blacked out during that time.
I always hated like falling or attempting to do stuff near my mom. So
Hmm.
I'm like, I'm not gonna die, dude. Calm down. Like,
I'm
chill
basic.
out,
I'm basically invincible when you're a kid.
right? But, you always look at us now.
Yep.
We're still alive. We're not ghosts yet.
No. Yet
No.
we
Yeah.
are weaker though, unfortunately.
Just a little bit destructible.
It's funny, like when you're younger. Like I remember, uh, I went to my cousin's place and I would slide down the stairs, like just on my own, and wouldn't hurt. Because I guess when you're a kid, you're more squishy,
Yeah. You're built for contact.
basically, for the most part.
Yeah. I take the wrong step and I'm in the hospital. Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel like I'm 60. Now, but I remember I used to ride a scooter because nobody wanted to teach me how to ride a bike, right? It took me a long time to ride a bike, by the way.
Yeah.
But I had a scooter, so all my friends had bikes. So we're going down this long hill on a scooter. And I was in, where was that? It was real far. But my friends had bikes, and I think we were going to the park or something. And we were in the middle of the street, and they took off on their bikes. They're just cruising. I had one of them old razors, um,
Old school Razor scooters.
them old ones where like
Yeah.
everything was just manufactured just terrible, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going, my wheels wobbling, and I can't figure out how to stop. And I don't know if you've ever seen a kid stop. When they going too fast, they just smack something and start crying. That's
That
it,
or they just go flying.
right? I did both. I hit a car, or I hit a wheel. Like, I guess it was turned, like the wheel was turned. I hit that. I flew, like I did a front flip, and I smacked the ground, and my leg, was it my left leg or my right leg? It hit the bar. Do you remember them hard bars on the side of the scooter?
Yeah.
I smacked it so hard, I was
Oh,
bleeding. Actually, I still have the scar. It's on the side of my leg, right leg.
really?
Yeah, and it
Damn.
was it was hurting. They were like, just rub some dirt in it. I was like, okay.
Some
I'm just
dirt.
yeah, but I'm like, we're on the sidewalk. I had to, man. It was being. I think that was even before the restaurant incident.
Damn.
It's been like 6 or 7. Cause man, it hurt. I tell you, it hurt. Oh, it hurt.
I had something similar to that when I first rode a bike. Uh, when I first rode my bike, I was just uh, right around the block, and it was raining a bit, but it wasn't raining too hard. It was kind of like a little drizzle, so there was like puddles and stuff everywhere. And I remember, uh, It was
Kind
on.
of
It
just
was at
going.
the end of the curb where there at the end of the curb where there was like a big huge puddle. Well, before that, there was like a pothole like where the curb is. Like like how you go in the walkway and you can just go at the from one corner of the street to the other.
It was like a rain drain,
Something
like a
like
water
that.
drain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not a water drain. It's like at the corner where people can just walk walk to the other corner of the street to the other. But anyway, there was a pothole in one of them, and for some reason, because when like before the hand when it was raining, like there was like a big puddle over it, and I was riding a cruiser at the time. So those big bikes that are used to go to the beach and stuff.
Right.
So I don't know why in my mind I'm like, oh, I guess they fixed the pothole where the puddle used to be because it's not that big. It's pretty shallow, and so I bolted through it because I wanted to make a splash. And you know that feeling you have when something bad is about to happen and then time stops for like a second?
Yeah.
I
Man.
had that because and initially I was like, oh, they finally filled the pothole. So I bolted through the puddle and then time stopped for me and I was like, no, they didn't. Apparently, so the tire went into into the pothole and I fucking flew off because the puddle was covering it, so I didn't know it was fixed or
No
not.
idea.
And
I
I
had
just
no
flew out
idea.
of my bike.
Whew. You
Luckily,
like flew over the handlebars.
yep, I literally like Superman right out of that bike,
Oh,
and I fell face first luckily into somebody's grassy lawn. So I
oh,
was
so
like,
you had a soft landing.
yeah,
Damn.
once again, no helmet.
Oh,
I literally like a superhero, just Supermaning into the sky for like a good maybe second and a half until I fell right on my face, and I felt like such an
oh,
idiot.
man. I remember the last time I fell on my I think the yeah that was the last time I rode a beach cruiser. Um, I was in high school. Yeah, it must have been like 10th or 11th grade. My chain broke, or no, my tire was flat. So somebody from high school, they fixed it. Right. Hindsight, I should have taken it to an actual shop
Hmm.
because man. So he was like, oh, all you gotta do is put the air in the tire and it's fine, right? So I went in, got some air, and then on my way home, I'm like a block away from the house, right?
Uh huh.
I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go a little quickly. So I'm pedaling, and all of a sudden, the chain pops off. The front, uh, the handlebars they come unaligned with the wheel, and I go straight into the ground. Like
Ooh.
like I'm pedaling. I step with my left, and all of that momentum just pushed me right into the ground, smacked my face on the. I bounced and I slid on my face, and I had braces. And
Oh.
man, I was picking gravel out of my teeth for like a
Ah.
good month.
Did it get
Man,
stuck in between?
yeah, it was
Oh
bad. Like
man.
it was so bad. I went to the dentist like a week later. They were like, "What you been chewing on rocks, boy? Like, what are you doing?" I was like, "No, I fell. Nobody helped me. Nobody believed me." And what's worse, is I after I fell, I looked up. I'm like, I'm hurting, and there's nobody, nobody's outside, nobody's at home. Like the streets were clear,
Hmm.
and I was like, damn, nobody saw me. Nobody even like laughed at me. Like This is just I fell. Like I have no excuse. Like nobody was there to help me. Made me feel bad, made me feel good. And then I get home and I'm like, and I'm still out of breath, like, cause I hit my chest on the handlebars,
Oof.
and I had to walk a block. My wrists were all messed up, rocks in my mouth, couldn't breathe. My I think my pants tore. Like I looked like I got hit by a car. I probably did get hit by a car, and they just took off, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
then my mom's like, "What happened? What happened?" I'm like, I fell." She's like, "What? Who hit you?" I was like, I fell. That's it, man. That was the my second to last crash. And I have one more. Um, so I ride a motorcycle,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty safe. I don't go too fast. I don't have like I had a 650, 600 or yeah, a 600 cc bike, and it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. No, actually, it was like 6. I think I was going to work for 7, and I would take the 405, which I just hate taking now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I was going, and I was lane splitting in between the carpool lane and the leftmost lane, and I'm not going too fast, right? So the lane opens. You know how it opens up and it closes back off again. So
Yeah.
when it opens, I just go slow. I'm anticipating people trying to get over, right? But where I got hit, it was the lane was closed for a while, right? And it was straight, like it's just you're going straight for a while. So I'm going. I speed up a little bit. I'm going like maybe. Actually, I don't know how fast. I think I was going like 35 or something, which is fine because you're lane splitting.
Uh-huh.
And then somebody just decides to cut me off and just sit there, and I'm like, shit. Like I'm literally like 10 feet, and like they're 10 feet in front of me. Like you don't have enough time to get on the brakes or react or anything. So I had a choice of either going left and trying to get on the side of the car and just try to avoid hitting the wall, but maybe going over the wall into oncoming traffic, or go to the left and hit another car that's stationary, or like I guess either way I would have hit a car, but I just slammed on the brakes. But before I knew it, I felt like I was in their bumper, and I hit the back of their car, fell down. I
Oof.
think I hit it pretty hard because I was on the ground, I was out, and
Like
people were
not
like,
like knocked out, or just like you
"Oh,
just hit really hard on the floor.
no, I was knocked out."
Oh shit.
And like when I got up and I'm like looking, the car that they cut off was still there. Like they let me use their phone afterwards and everything, but the guy was like right up the street, like I could still see him. So I was out for like maybe a minute or two, and I was out. Like a couple people came and helped me pick up my bike because I had a headache for like 6 months. But yeah, I hit their car. They just cut me off. I hit their car, and it sucks because I had to sell it. Well, I don't even know if I had to sell it, but in order to get it fixed, I had to pay like 5 or 6 thousand.
Oof.
But I only had like 4,000 left to pay off. They're like, yeah, just they're like you're better off just paying it off. They're like, do you have a car? I was like, yeah, I had a car, so I was still fine transportation wise. But man, that was. Hopefully, that's the last accident I will ever have.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy out here.
It
Crazy
is.
California drivers.
Yeah, they're pretty dumb. Like we've lived here for years, and even the people that are our age, pretty much everybody around different age gaps, like they all, for some reason, even when it's broad daylight, they just don't know how to drive. It's crazy. Especially when it's raining. People just go nuts for some reason.
They're so they're just that's another thing. I don't understand. Just like you can go and learn about stuff.
That's the thing. They got their license somehow because they had to learn.
They're like, oh, the roads are very slippery. You can't drive. You have to drive slow and defensive. Like, no, you can drive quickly. You just also have to brake a lot earlier than what you would normally do. Like, that's the only
Usually.
difference. Yeah, like if it's just
But if
unless
you're
it's
like,
like,
if it is raining hard, you do have to go down at least 5 miles an hour.
no, you can go the same speed.
Well, it
It's
depends.
just you gotta watch out for puddles and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But
If you hit a puddle and you start aquaplaning, it's kind of scary. But a lot of times people don't even realize because it doesn't look like anything.
right, there
So
could
you
be a
end up,
pothole in there.
yeah.
So I never actually had any crashes because I drove since I was 18. So I'm. It's been 10 years now, so knocking on wood. Hopefully, I don't have to crash. But there is another instance. Funny enough, I actually drove a dirt bike when I was like maybe 14 or 15.
Did you do that thing that everybody does?
What?
It's called a whiskey throttle.
So
You hit,
I'm gonna get to that. So I had a family friend that invited me and my mom over to. I forgot where. It was somewhere in like Northern California where there's like a there's like a little dune place where people can ride their dirt bikes and stuff.
oh, NorCal.
Somewhere in North Cal, or it might be somewhere in the east, but it's been a long while. It might have been in the valleys actually. Now that I think about it. Well, anyways, I was at the dunes and they let me ride one of their dirt bikes, and luckily I did wear a helmet this time.
Good
Uh,
choice.
I jumped off a few dirt ramps here and there, and I was getting into it. I was having fun, and there was this one really big one that I wanted to jump over, and I don't know why. For some reason, I got kind of scared because the ramp was like really big, and I think I was gonna pull it off. So I pretty much gunned it like at the beginning to try to clear it, and I still had it the I still had my hand on the throttle, like I was still revving it. And once I landed, pretty much flipped. I pretty much flipped the dirt bike, and I hit my back so hard that I actually think I knocked out, and it literally knocked the wind out of me.
You crashed on the ramp.
Yes,
Damn.
and same thing. I must have blacked out because when I woke up, I was like still like my I still had it felt like my lungs were still like blown out because I was like still trying to catch my breath, and I hear my mom screaming again.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I guess when it comes to dirt ramps, I just gotta stay away from them.
Yeah, you got to. Because dirt ramps are not fun. Like, I like, give me a good smooth pavement, you know?
Hmm.
That bike, them them dirt bikes and riding on dirt. Oh,
I think that
that's
was
the scariest
probably
thing.
I think that was probably my first ever experience riding a motorcycle in finger quotes.
Mm. Yeah, dirt is a whole different beast. If you can ride on dirt, you can ride on anything, but
Sure.
you don't transfer the SP around. Mm-mm. Yeah, but I be staying safe. Like I don't risk too much. Like I always wait. I always make sure people see me. And
Hmm.
people like cut me off a lot. Like
Ugh. Tell me about it.
But yeah,
I still want
they
to. I still want to get a motorcycle license.
yeah, get one. You just take a class. Real simple. They teach you how to ride. You can learn in like 2 days. Then you can just go get your license.
Yeah, I still want to do
Go.
that. Like actually, ride a bike, ride a motorcycle around the streets. But if there's a dirt road on any street that I have to go through, I'm just gonna have to take a detour.
Yeah, you're not gonna really get any dirt roads. I used to watch I forget their names, but it was like a whole moto vlog thing. That's what really got me into the bikes. But they would put like all terrain tires on their motorcycles.
Uh huh.
I wish I remember what they had, but they were in Atlanta, and they would just ride like railroad tracks, and then just find like a little section and just ride through the forest.
Hmm.
I always thought that was so cool. That I'd probably do if I had like more money and lived in a different area, but not California.
Yeah, that's true.
Those bikes were nice. Yeah. I always feel weird though when I'm at a light and people would, I don't know if you noticed, but people will, they won't go up to the line. They always stop like, they always put like, for some reason, like a whole car length. Like if there was another car, it could just fit there.
Yeah.
I always just,
Oh
I'm like,
my god. Yeah.
what do you think is going to happen? Like, and then I'm trying to like get through. I'm like, oh my god, like why are you way back here? Like both
You know
cars
what's
would be
even
like,
worse? You know what's even worse than that? When somebody that takes up a whole car space, when you're trying to change to the left lane and they're blocking their way. They're blocking your way to make the left lane
right,
because
you
they
just
don't
gotta,
even bother like going just like half a car over, and
like they
then
just,
the green light goes off.
I'm going straight. I don't need to worry about anybody else. Like, come on, man, the light is green. I need to go. Please move. They just sit there,
Oh man,
you know,
I hate it.
on their phones. Gotta love California, man.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Right. Man. So did you check out Last of Us yet?
The show? No, I haven't
Yeah.
yet.
Dude, you gotta check it out. I didn't watch yesterday's episode. Not gonna lie, I fell asleep. But I did get up pretty early.
Like those episodes are like they're like a movie length. Like each one, it's like an hour and a half or so, or 2 hours
No,
even.
they it's like, it's weird. They have like the first episode was like an hour 15, hour 20. And the second episode was like 45 minutes.
Hmm.
And the third episode, last week's episode, was like an hour 15 again.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Is this episode, so this is episode 5. Yeah, so then last week's episode, yeah, my bad. So it was hour 20, 45, hour 15. Then the next episode was 45 minutes. And man, I haven't cried at a show in a while, but
Hmm.
that third episode almost got me, man.
Damn.
Almost got me. I had to pull out my phone. I just had to pretend I was on TikTok because
Hmm.
I was like, if I was watching, I would have bawled my eyes out. Yeah, check it out though.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
It's the new
You know
show.
what's funny? I always think of the scenario of what would happen if we were put into a situation like in Last of Us, like if a fucking viral infection were to happen. I feel like
Oh,
California would be fucked.
100%. Because one person would get sick, and then 5 minutes later, 20,000 people would get sick. Like, I'm assuming it would be like maybe a homeless person getting whatever virus or fungal infection, and
Yeah.
then they're gonna just bite all the other people that live outside, and the cops might be able to shoot. Might be able to stop some of them, not shoot,
Yeah.
stop them. But at some point, they're gonna get bit, or they're gonna turn. You know,
Yeah, because you never know. They could be around the corner just waiting at the side of your supermarket in the
right? Like
middle of
I
the
ain't got no
night.
change, and they go, "Ow, just bite you." Hey man, I think I got a couple dollars, please. Nah, but we I don't know about you, but I die in like the first 10 minutes.
If that were to happen,
Yeah,
I
I'm not
mean,
I'm not trying to survive. I don't have anything to prove. I'm out. I'm out.
honestly, I'd probably take the first trip to Mexico.
Man, I would have took that I would have took a flight off the roof or something. I ain't
I would
surprised. So
learn
you going to Mexico, huh?
I would learn how to fly a helicopter and then take a trip to Mexico.
Wait, so like while everything's happening,
Yes.
you gotta oh damn. Hello, I signed up for lessons. They're like, do you not realize what happened? Yeah, but I paid for these lessons. So,
So
can you
chop
teach
chop.
me?
Let's get started.
What does this thing do? Is this the Prindle? Prindle.
It's a pretty
Man.
cool. Uh,
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these shows, they just telling you, like, find somewhere remote with no people and you will survive. But that's not realistic.
no, not really.
Yes, I definitely die. I wouldn't try. I'm sorry. I don't have it in me. Be like
A lot of
that
people think
old
they do,
woman,
but no.
right? Like we're not main. Most of us aren't main characters in certain situations.
I would, if I were to be honest with myself, I would make an attempt to try to survive, but in the back of my mind, it's going to be an instance where a realization where I'm like, no, I don't think I can do this. So I'm just going to stay at home and go on my laptop.
Right?
Dude, can you
Oh, but
imagine?
then what
Do
about the
you,
power when the power runs out?
well, people can get like generators and stuff.
Yeah,
Clearly,
those
I'm
are
just
gonna be
talking out of my ass, but
like you search up helicopter lessons.
yeah.
I'd be like what's his name? Eugene from The Walking Dead,
Oh, yeah.
just lying to everybody.
I know you have a lot to say about that show.
Man, it finally ended.
Finally,
Finally ended. I really used to love that show. Really
uh,
used to love it.
I used to like it because I would go to my ex's place and it was like it was like every Sunday when the new episodes would come out, and I would go over there. We have dinner and just watch the newest episode of The Walking Dead. And if you want to do a section or or even an episode where we mainly you, but both of us talk about The Walking Dead, we could do that. Because I know you got a lot to say about that.
Nah, just I can be honest. I could do it in 5 minutes. I loved the show when it came out, and then a character died, and I was like, I don't want to watch this show anymore. Then years later, my girlfriend, she's like, "Oh, I really love this show." And I was like, "You know, it's on Netflix," and she punched me in the face. First off, I was like, "That's rude." And then
What?
we watched like 9 seasons. straight, like in a week. And I going into it, I had no idea what was happening. But then I figured out that like there's a lot of people with plot armor. Like, so whoever's important is just never gonna die unless they leave the show, and even then, they ain't dead. So then it's just me wondering when anything important was gonna happen.
Hmm.
Like the show, the story wise, it was all right. Like they had a couple interesting uh, antagonists. Negan was pretty cool at first, and then they realized people love Negan, so they're like, "We're not gonna kill this guy off. He's a moneymaker." But they had what's her name? Um, she basically disguised her and her people as zombies. Not zombies, walkers.
I'm pretty sure that's from like the newer seasons. I pretty much
Yeah,
tapped out after like the season after Negan showed up.
yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, so you didn't see Glenn die?
No, I saw Glenn
Spoilers.
die. I just meant like the
Oh,
season after that.
what's his after?
Or I
Like getting
saw.
revenge.
I think actually, you know what? I remember I tapped out like 100% when Carl died.
Oh, he did die.
I
That was
think
so
that's when I tapped out from the show. You know what's funny about that? Uh, and like you said, like early on when I was watching it, I used to like that show so much that I remember every time when we finished the episode, I had this phone game that I would play uh, that had The Walking Dead in it, and it was kind of like a turn-based strategy game. It was kind of like the game XCOM.
yeah.
It was basically that, but with Walking Dead.
Huh.
And I would always play that like after the episode ended, and they have that dumb like talking show like afterwards, pretty much breaking down the episode or whatever.
Talking Dead.
Yeah, Talking Dead, where they had the host. I forgot his name. He kind of looks like every talk show host ever.
His name.
I don't know his name, but I remember they would just like have like the actors and then some of the fans come in and talk, and then they would have like these stupid like quiz shows, and they would have like cringy edits of like different parts of the episode, and it was so dumb. I don't remember when, but I stopped playing
Chris
that phone
Hardwick.
game. What's up?
Chris Hardwick, I think
Yes, Chris
his name
Hardwick.
is. I
Yeah, that
remember
was
I
the
ran into him at some movie theater in Santa Monica, and like when I saw him, I kind of like I jumped, and he just kind of looked at me like, "What is this weirdo doing?" And I was like,
name.
I just walked past him. I was like, at that point, I could be like, "Oh, I'm a big fan. I watch literally a talk show about a show that you're on. That's the only thing I know you from." And like was G4. I think it was on G4.
Oh god, I forgot about G4.
Apparently, it's back already, or it's been back for a while.
I think it's dead right now because
Like,
X
yeah,
Play was on G4, right?
yeah,
I remember watching that when I was a kid, but now that I have the internet, literally, what's the point of watching it?
right. You just and everybody's got stuff on the internet, so pretty
All
easy
that
to find
channel
everything.
and all that channel is now is cops and cheaters,
Man,
which is hilarious, by the way. Because do you remember when that show when the G4 had that weird like pixel art animated show where it was a video game themed, where it's about these two game developers. Oh my god, I forgot the name. I don't know if it was on G4 or Comedy Central. It may have been G4, but it was canceled after like one season, I think.
Was it good? Or I mean, obviously, did
Well,
you like
I liked it, but it was clearly dated.
it?
Like it clearly had some like not so funny dialogue and dated jokes or whatever. But I remember watching it and kind of liking it. But yeah, like G4, like literally no point of watching shows like that anymore when you have the internet at your disposal. Apparently, it came back, and for some reason, like I saw this one episode where they had some like titty stream girl like come in a bikini and like play in the kiddie pool. I don't know if you know about this story.
Just the streams from like Twitch, but they did this on G4.
I think they did it on X Play actually. I don't know if because they revived it. I think they probably just had X Play be its own thing, like an online show, but clearly it died out. But in a desperate attempt, they tried to bring in like this girl streamer. She was wearing a bikini and playing around in a kiddie pool, and have these two dudes next to her like in suits for some reason, trying to boost
In
their
suits.
ratings.
Oh my god, they're desperate. We're desperate.
Yeah, it was pretty sad.
And what has the world? Everybody's so horny.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everybody's so horny. Just don't check my browser history
Hmm.
because I'm also everybody. I'm also a part of everybody. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, you could admit that. I'll just say no comment.
No comment.
No comment.
Talking. I'm talking. I don't know. I got nothing. Painted myself in a corner, and I can't come out. Can't come out of it.
Don't worry about it.
Can't do. Can't do it. Oh man.
Oh, okay. So kind of a hard segue, but do you remember when we were hanging out like at my old Inglewood house and we would try to like do uh we would try to do like amateur like movies and stuff because we had like a bunch of props in my backyard.
Wait, what?
Do you remember when we were hanging out in my
Oh,
backyard?
we were making movies?
Yeah, you don't remember?
I don't remember this.
I think we had like an old like video camera and we didn't do nothing with it because it's been a long ass time. It was one of those those old camcorders. We were trying to make amateur shit,
Yeah.
and I remember for some reason, I don't know why, but I had this medieval claymore in my backyard. Do you remember?
I don't remember any of this.
Oh man, I wish I had the picture because we took a picture of that too, and it was pretty dumb because we were trying to look all epic with the giant ass claymore. Oh man,
Damn.
are you sure you don't remember?
I don't. I remember like you got a sword or you got a katana set. That's the only thing I remember.
Oh yeah, we also did some things with the katana set too.
We had the we had a like a cat like a camcorder or something.
Yeah, I think it was either mine or yours, but we did have something like that.
Was it the one of the old ones where
It was like
it was
those
like a cassette?
something like that. Yeah.
Okay, because I do remember having one of those and trying to watch something. But I don't remember anything else. So we were we were posing with this sword, trying to make movies. Like what kind of movies?
I don't remember. I think it was like a action movie or something. But I remember. Oh my god, I feel so dumb because I remember I had the claymore in my hand, but instead of it forward, I had it like back in my hand, like Star Killer, how he holds his lightsaber.
Yeah.
I tried to do it like that, and it looked so dumb
Oh man.
because it was just a
Yeah.
giant ass claymore. My I honestly don't know why my family had a claymore in their like pile of junk in the backyard.
I was just sitting there.
It was just there, along with like toolboxes, an old tire, like a rundown bicycle, more
Just
tools,
random stuff.
just literally random shit. And oh hey, look, a medieval sword.
Oh
God,
man, that's funny. Ah, but I don't remember that. I
it's
wish. I wish. I
I
wish it was.
think I think it's
Because if it was
when we
mine,
just
it's definitely gone.
yeah. I think it was just when we first met and we were first hanging out because
The
this would have
funny
been a
old
long
games.
time ago.
Yeah, if I don't remember it, that means it was a very long time ago.
Yeah,
I'm usually good at remembering stuff like that. That means that was early.
yeah, it was super early.
Man, I remember. What was your dog's name?
Which one? I
Uh,
had a few.
the white one.
Oh God, Santino. It was my mom's dog. I think his name was Santino.
You know
Yeah.
that little asshole. Sorry to call a dog an asshole, but I'm gonna call it dog. Hey, I love dogs.
Well, he's probably dead now, so.
Oh damn. No, I don't. I feel bad, but I don't. I feel a little bad. Rip in peace. But I remember she,
It's a
he,
he, I
she,
think. It's a he.
he. I remember one time I slept over and like I woke up and I was like, why is my face so hot? This dog pooped right in front of my face. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, yo, what's it's crazy. What's going on with my
What?
nose right now? What is
What?
happening? And I'm like, yo, like I didn't open my eyes yet.
Oh
I
my.
didn't get the crust out of my eyes. I'm like, yo, it smells crazy in here right now. What is that smell? I open my eyes. It's steamy. It's just hot. Hot turd in front of my face. I was like, this little asshole done pooped in my face? Like, that's disrespectful. I almost fought your dog. I'm not playing. I almost fought your
I
dog.
I don't remember that at all, but that
I don't think
sounds
I told
totally
you.
believable.
No, I never told you. I
Oh
was
my
like,
god. Yeah, no, that dog
did
was
you
a
hear
little
that
asshole.
motorcycle just pass by?
I heard something.
They they do that a lot. We got some loud engines over here.
Man, that sounds about
Yeah,
right.
but yeah, I was
But
about
I
to
don't
flip that
remember
dog.
that at all. But
No, you were just asleep. I got up, I stood up, and I stared at you for like a good minute. I was like, you didn't know the dog. I was like cussing you out in my head. I was cussing the dog out. I was cussing your mom out. I was cussing everybody out.
oh my god, I don't. Oh man, that I mean, I totally believe that because definitely annoyed me a few times. Like for he always randomly bites at my feet for some reason every time when I try to walk around.
Just
Like he
nipping at
clearly
you.
hates me too.
But not like, yo, this dog pooped in front of me. Oh, I actually have a bunch of funny dog poop stories. All
Uh
right,
oh.
so my last two dogs, we couldn't take them in our move. So this was like sometime last year. I was playing Breath of the Wild. I
Mm-hmm.
know it's a little while ago that game came out, but this was like last year. So I finally got a Switch. Finally sitting down. I got some time playing Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
So my girlfriend comes home and she's like, "Oh, I got some dried strawberries, right?" And this is kind of like our first dog together. She's had other dogs, but she just never gave them this stuff. So she goes, "Oh," and the dog's name was Journey, by the way. Um,
Okay.
she's a little chunky dog. Um, she like one of them sausage, like a pig in a blanket. That's what she kind of looked like. Same color and everything. Um, so she gives her the little strawberry, right? We're thinking, okay, dogs can eat strawberries. I ain't looking it up. I'm just kind of chilling, right? So she gives the dog the little treat. So I think we went to sleep, and I had to get up. I get up early for work. Like I get up at like 3. So I'm getting up for work, and I'm like, I'm smelling something. I'm like, yo, it smell like I'm getting attacked by that dog again, right? So the dog kind of pooped in the room, right? So we're like, all right, whatever. So I'm cleaning it up, put it outside, let all the dogs go outside. I think we had like 3 dogs at the time. Um, so I let them out, clean her, whatever. Go back to sleep, wake up, go to work. The next day, or when I get home from work, my girlfriend, she didn't go in yet, but she was about to. She gave the dogs so much strawberries, just not linking the two together because we were just giving the dogs like whatever we were eating and just a bunch of treats.
Uh-huh.
And it's a small dog, right? A little chunky, a little chunkster.
Uh-huh.
So we giving her stuff that she not supposed to be eating. So I'm like, all right, I give her like maybe 1 or 2 more strawberries, not knowing, and I'm playing. I'm just doing stuff in Breath of the Wild, and she's kind of just sitting there, and I guess she threw up. Right? I didn't know she threw up. She threw up on the bed, and then she laid back down, and I'm just not paying attention.
What?
I'm focused. I'm Link. I'm trying to get my master sword at this point. So I'm sitting there, I'm chilling, and then all I hear is just like the longest fart, and then I turn my head right, and this dog, it looked like, well, I can only describe this as like a sprinkler system, but with poop. It looked like chocolate.
Oh.
Like it was the consistency of like chocolate milk. Like if you put chocolate milk in a spray bottle, that's what it looked like. And I was like, oh, I was so stunned. I was like, she was just going at it. I was like, oh my god, I just broke the dog. Like,
What the
are you
hell?
okay? Huh?
What the hell?
I was like, yo, it just was coming out. It was so runny. And the other dog, we had another dog named Chocolate. She was just in the she was in the corner also on the bed and just looking at the dog, looking at me. I was like, oh my god, man. I had to throw away the sheets. It was like I had to throw away the sheets and the blanket. It was just covered in poop.
Like you're not even gonna
Eventually,
bother trying to clean it, you just throw it in the trash.
threw it right away. Wanted to throw away the mattress too, but
Holy snap.
luckily it was at like the foot of the bed, and it didn't get through to the other part of to the actual mattress. But
Uh-huh.
man, I threw away everything. I started throwing stuff away at that point. What is this? Throw it away, throw it away, man. That dog was stuffed.
Holy
It was
snap, dude.
stuffed. It came out both ends too. I was like, yeah, poor dog,
That poor dog.
poor dog. Like, oh my god, dude. Yeah, so you gotta be careful what you feed your dogs.
Yeah, pretty much.
They might just decide to poop on you or something.
Well, right now I live in a house with cats, so I have to deal with cat vomit and cat shit.
Do they shed a lot?
They do. We have one cat that's well, we don't know which cat it is, but we have a litter box like set up like where our front door is. and we have like a little mat where the cat can exit out and clean their paws, I guess essentially. It's just mainly so that the litter doesn't go on the floor or whatever. And for some reason, one of them decides not to use the actual litter box, but instead just shits right in front of the litter box on the mat.
Bro, you're so close.
Like they just see it as like, no, I'm not gonna waste time like climbing up this box. I'm just gonna shit on the floor.
Think about getting a cat.
I mean, cats are pretty good pets to have because you don't really have to, I guess, essentially pay attention. It's not like dogs where you have to give them more affection.
Yeah.
With cats, you can give them a little bit of affection, but they always like 5 seconds later, it's like, all right, put me down, and then they just
All
do their own
right.
thing.
That's enough. That's enough. That's
I said that's enough, and they scratch your hand.
like, yo, chill. I don't think I can get a cat though. Knowing that, I can definitely do another dog.
I mean, if I lived in a place that had a decent backyard, I would probably want to get a dog. But I would still keep my cat. I would just have to make sure that the my cat and my dog don't kill each other.
Has your cat been around like puppies or
Uh, my cat.
the other way around?
Well, my
When it was
cat.
a kitten, has it been around other dogs?
It's been around my mom's Chihuahua, but funny enough, my cat is bigger than my Chihuahua, so she doesn't see it as a threat. Like I'm not even kidding. Like when I first had her, she was clearly like a little baby kitten, so she was
Yeah.
she was pretty small. But by a couple months, when she pretty much grew, she became more bigger than my uh mom's dog Chihuahua.
I
So I
used
was
to
like,
have hamsters and guinea pigs too.
mm-hmm.
They uh they attract a lot of bugs.
What, guinea
A
pigs?
lot of bugs. Yeah.
How?
If you don't if you don't like clean their cages like
Oh,
every other day, oh, it just gets so bad.
I mean, yeah, sounds about right.
So bad.
I had a pet turtle at one point. I don't remember
They
what, but
they
I
get like
remember.
really big, right?
No, it was one of those like pet turtles that you can get at the that you used to get at the Petco that don't really grow out too much. But I remember at one point I was cleaning. I had a pet turtle that I put in a little like cup with water to in like clean water to keep it there while I clean its like cage. And then I don't know what happened. Like when I was done, I my mom called me to eat some lunch or whatever, and I went over there and I ate like I don't know like a quesadilla or whatever. And then for some reason I was like, I want to play some video games. And then a couple of hours later, the thought occurred to me and like, oh wait a minute, I think I forgot something. So I went back. So I went back to where my turtle was, and the turtle was drowning. And I was like, oh, that's right. And I pulled it out and I put it out and back into this cage because I didn't know that the turtle can actually drown in the water. I thought it was like a fish that it could survive for long enough, but it was barely moving. So I pulled it out of the water and put it back in its cage.
They live though.
Yeah, it lived. Like
Okay.
luckily I remembered. If I was like maybe an hour more, if I waited like an hour more, it probably would have been dead.
Very nice.
And that was probably the
Very
last
nice.
time I ever kept a pet that was in a cage because I more or less will forget.
Yeah, 'cause that's. Oh, can you imagine? Wait, so it was a turtle or like
It was a turtle.
they can swim, right? Or was it?
Yeah, they can swim, but they can't. But they're not like fish. They can only be
Hold their
underwater
breath
for
for
so
so long.
long. Yeah,
Yeah, that's scary.
yeah,
I think if I was gonna get anything else, I'd get like a fish tank or something.
yeah.
You
Pretty
know?
much. Just as like a little like not accessory, kind of like a little thing to have around the house.
Yeah,
I
just
mean, I kind of thought of
keep
that.
stationary.
I kind of thought of that, but the other thought occurred to me that oh, if I do have that, then I'm gonna have to keep an eye out on Bootsy because she'll probably want to swipe the fish off of the tank.
Yeah, get a little hungry.
Get a little too hungry.
No, don't eat the fish. I always see the videos of them like falling in the tank and
Oh
they just
yeah,
freak out. That's so funny.
yeah, those are
Man.
funny.
Yeah, I guess that's a wrap.
All right. Well, I think we this was fun. I think this is a fun start, and it kind of feels a little bit like I feel like we were kind of like talking all over the place, but all in all, it seems pretty fun. Of course, it's the first episode, so what do you expect, right?
Hey man, that's what, that's if you just have a conversation,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta talk about random stuff, you know?
Yeah. I also wanted to do like episodes where we talk about a certain thing, like have a subject that you or me or both of us can talk about that we're interested in.
Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah, we can. I like to just talk about random shit, and I'm sure people will like to listen to us talk about random shit.
This is a random because I'll be at work and I'm like, man, I just want to listen to a podcast about anything. And it's the random podcast that they just be just talking about whatever. Oh
Yep.
man.
And that's kind of what I want us to do, like just have a mixture of us just talking about random stuff and also talk about subjects that we care about in finger quotes. But yeah, I guess that's a wrap. This will be our first episode of the ProcrastiNerds Podcast. All right.
Risky.
So my name's Ben,
I'm Daniel.
and we'll see you guys next episode.
Deuce.